and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the case of Purity Wangechi. Purity was a 19-year-old journalism student at the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. She was described as being jovial, hardworking, gentle, a very, very big, bright personality by her friends and family. And at the time, of her passing, she was in a relationship with a DJ. His real name is John Wangechi, but he went under VDJ Flex. That's what he went with. Now, the relationship was described by the friends as toxic. I don't know what that means exactly. I mean, you could argue, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's toxic, isn't it? I don't know. But from what you see online, they interacted quite well. They seemed like they loved each other up until the very last moment, I suppose. But they seemed quite okay with each other, really. But nobody really knows what goes into people's relationship. Perhaps the friends and family were right on the money that their relationship was toxic. From what happens later, definitely there's something there. Now, let's get to what happened to Purity on that day. Purity Wangechi, after her day was over at the college, she left and she had the intention of going to see her boyfriend to collect her stuff. Apparently, when they were on break, the college break, she had taken her stuff to her boyfriend's house. So she was going to collect her stuff and also to have a conversation with her boyfriend, as they had a falling out a few days ago. Some say they'd broken up, but it can't be confirmed whether that is true. They had argued after some lady had messaged Purity to ask, for her to help her get her money back from VDJ. Apparently, John Kibungi had conned her 70,000 shillings, so she asked Purity to help. Now, after Purity found out, she confronted John, and he admitted to it and claimed that there were so many things he was hiding from her and had been for quite a while. So he asked Purity to come over so that they could talk about their issues. Now, girls, if you're fearing for your life, if you have a gut feeling of something, or this person definitely seems as a bad person, please do not go and meet them. We've seen from the case of Joyce Mbua, this never ends well. If somebody tries to trick you to go visit them and talk, don't go. So that was what she was going there to do. She was heading there to find out what was being hidden from her, to collect her stuff, and also talk over what was next for the relationship, really. Now, before she got there, she left, after leaving campus with one of her friends. They first went to NTSA to collect her driver's license, and after that stop, they went to Odeon and to board a matatu to Kiambu. Now, according to her friend, she was supposed to be back, or she was supposed to return to where she was staying at around 5:30 after collecting her things. But this never happened, and this is the last time her friends ever saw her alive. At 7 p.m, the friends started to worry for Purity because she was to be back at 5:30, but she wasn't. And when they tried calling her, she didn't answer. They kept calling, and finally, after a long time, someone picked up, and that was John Kibungi, the DJ. He picked up and told her friends that they were heading to Naivasha and that Purity was beside him, but he didn't allow them to talk to her. So he said, basically said, she's right next to me, we're going to Naivasha, and no, I'm not going to allow you to talk to her, she's just right next to me, just know that. That was a weird exchange, and after that weird exchange, the friends, became really worried for their friend. I mean, why wasn't John allowing Purity to answer the phone? Why, didn't he allow them to speak to her? Why was she even going to Naivasha after telling them that she was coming back at 5:30? So they felt quite concerned. When they tried calling again, they would find out that Purity's phone had blocked them, and her phone was also switched off. Now, alarm bells are ringing here, and this would be the last communication from Purity's phone to her friends. They would never get to speak to Purity ever again. Now, 8 hours later, Purity's body would be found dumped in a thicket in Buriria village. She was wrapped up in a blood-stained bed sheet. She had stab wounds around the neck, and also her neck also had strangulation marks visible. Now her documents were, her ID, a student card, and driving license were found strewn about her body. So she was found in this village. Definitely, the friends know that John had to be involved in somewhere, because he was the last person to see her, isn't it? Say they were going to Naivasha. So how did, Purity end up all the way up in Buriria village? So right away the word floating around was that her boyfriend, the DJ, was involved. So the police got right on that tip after, the body was discovered. The police got right on it, and they started tracing VDJ. So the police tracked him, and he was found. He was found in good time as well, because the police said after, arresting him that he was planning on escaping. Possibly he could have gone somewhere where he wasn't even recognized, and he could have gotten away with murder. So he was caught and brought in, to be charged with murder. Now, what's hilarious here is that he was found, around his waist. They found a knife on his waistband. And the police are claiming that this is the same knife he used on Purity. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I don't think anyone would travel the same, murder weapon used to commit a murder somewhere, and you're traveling with it. I don't know. Did he think that hiding it in his waistband, they wouldn't find it? I don't know. But he was traveling with this knife, just walking around. That's quite dangerous as well, because he's walking around with a murder weapon. That's scary, actually, and good on the police for catching him on time. They also arrested two of his buddies, that is Kanaya Kamau and Brendan Mushidi, and also Isaac Karuki Kibui. Now, they arrested him because they're suspected of being involved. It's alleged that they're suspected of being involved in the murder. It's alleged that they helped him dump Purity's body. And, so Kibui was actually arrested at a, neighbor outside. And when they searched Kibui's house, they found a blood-stained jacket, and, they've sent it to, the forensics lab to be tested to see whether it actually, ties into the murder here. But they arrested so currently 4 people are in jail for Purity's murder. Police are still investigating the case in order to establish whether they were involved in her murder or not. But I definitely have a very strong suspicion of the boyfriend, because last time Purity was seen she was heading to Kiambu. And where was she heading to Kiambu? Not anywhere else but to his boyfriend's house. She was heading there to see him so that they could speak, and the communication would indicate that he was the one who asked Purity to come over, and she was also going there to collect her stuff. So, and when the friends actually called, he was the one who picked up. So definitely suspicious. I'm not sure what kind of story he's going to come up with, because he has definitely still continues to deny that he is responsible for Purity's murder. But I don't know what kind of story he would make up, but I am suspicious of him because of the way he's acting, the way he acted. Definitely had something to do with it. I have a very big suspicion on this guy. He definitely had something to do with it. Now, the theory that they're working on is that Purity, because she was found in Buriria village, she was killed somewhere else, possibly the boyfriend's house, and then dumped in Buriria village to kind of throw off the police away. So they are definitely going to forensically analyze the house and find if that's where she was killed. But that's the theory they're working on. Hopefully things will go smoothly so that Purity gets justice. And, my question here is, I've got questions about these 4 men. The 3 men, why would they help John to dispose of Purity's body? What's the deal there? Are they all thugs? I've seen in most articles they're described as being thugs. I don't know what being thugs mean, but yeah, so they're described as being quite shady. So I don't know why he would. Essentially, I don't know why they would help their friend get rid of Purity's body. What really is in this group of theirs? What type of business is really going on in there? What type of business is going on in there that they had to kill Purity to protect themselves? That's my question there. Like John, he could have just said like, oh, possibly, oh, that lady's lying, possibly, I don't know, create a white lie. But killing someone all the way, like, what is he afraid of? What did Purity know? What more did Purity know about the secret business dealings or the secret business things that they were doing that she only found out after a lady, DM'd her through Instagram asking her for help? So what did she know? Because you can't kill someone just because they found out a secret about him. The worst scenario that could happen, you could break up and, I don't know, work through it or get back together, stuff like that. You just don't end up killing someone because they know your secret. If it's a secret worth dying for or a secret worth killing for, what is the secret? And I think the police officers should definitely investigate why they had to kill this girl, for them to hide their own, cover their own backs. So that's my biggest question here. There's definitely something going on in here, and I'm hoping that Purity gets justice. Thank you all for listening. That's all I have for you today.